Hey, Coach, it's David Hood with TigerNet. I'll start off with so many mistakes today, the drops by the wide receivers. How do you fix that? Is it youth? Is it immaturity? How do you coach them through what is obviously a bad stretch right now?
Right? You just gotta, go back to work every single day. Obviously, point out if there's any glaring, fundamental issues. You got to coach them hard, challenge them, but at the same time, help them to build their confidence. And that's the most frustrating thing is the guys are putting together good weeks of practice, and it's just losing. Something's getting lost in transition to the game. But we got to own it. Everybody's got to look at themselves in the mirror, myself included, coaches included, everybody. Support staff and see what we can do better. And then we got to recommit, come back to work on Monday, and just keep challenging, keep coaching, keep pushing, and keep demanding that these guys, pay attention to the little things, play in, play out, every play in practice. And again, that's a sign of youth because obviously the older guys understand what it takes. They've been through their trials and had to go through their growing their learning curve. We just got some guys that are in the middle of that learning curve, and unfortunately, it's showing up on Saturday when we least want it, and just causing a bunch of issues.
Tony, this is Larry Williams. Can you take us back to the sequence after Pitt tied it at 7 late in the second quarter, and y'all took over, I think, on your 25, and
Right.
there were 3 straight passes. I don't know if all 3 were called passes, but I'm just curious whether y'all had some success running the ball previous to that.
Correct.
Wondering what the thought process was.
If I recall correctly, and again, this may be something I could clean up again on Monday. I definitely don't want to misspeak, but I believe I called a first down pass, and then there might have been an RPO on second down, and then it got us into third down, and obviously third down situation, trying to throw the ball to get the third down. And I'll be able to answer that question better. I mean, there's so many things I can't, in particular, specifically without the information in front of me, I'll tell you. But I do believe I remember starting with a pass. I think it was maybe RPO on second down, but it could have been, 3 straight passes.
Yeah, on second down, they brought pressure, like a run blitz. And so that's why I was wondering if that might have been a read.
Do you remember who the ball was thrown to?
Joe, that was the one that over on the right flat that he couldn't bring in.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think either that or we'll go through that on
Sure.
On Monday. I'll be able to answer that better once I go through the tape. Apologize about that.
That's okay.
Tony, this is Matt. What went into the decision to give Tyson a chance there in the second half, and just the quarterback situation right now? Your thoughts?
Just looking for a spark. Change it up a little bit, and you've seen over the course of a couple of games, we've been trying to have a little package and getting Tyson in the game, and we knew that he gave us a different element running the ball. He did a really good job. We got in there and managed the situation, made some good decisions in the run game, made a few plays with his legs. So it was more just a decision to try and get a spark to get us going. And then late in the game, when we knew that we were going to have to throw it down the field, obviously DJ gives you the best chance there. So it's nothing major. We'll evaluate everything in the program once we get back to campus and go forward there. But really the decision with Tyson was just to try and find a spark. And then later in the game, when we knew we had to throw it, you got to go back with DJ.
Could that be a battle that kind of takes place in practice going forward, or is it too early to say, I guess, what will happen moving forward?
I think it's too early to say that in terms of what's moving forward.
Tony, this is Grace with The Athletic.
Yes, ma'am.
Just as a follow-up on that, has DJ played well enough to continue to have the benefit of the doubt to this starting job?
I think right now, offensively, with where we are, every job is going to be evaluated at every position. Every position has to do things better to give us the opportunity to win. We're struggling with continuity, especially up front. Losing Backhorst was big. He's not, obviously he's not just a physical presence in there. He's a leader. He kind of, keeps guys in line. He's able to help with the communication. So we got those issues up front, and then at tight end we got to continue to work to make sure that we're contributing both in the run and pass game, wideouts. We got to get guys healthy. We got to get some continuity there, but most importantly, we got to catch the ball, and then quarterbacks got to make the right decisions and make the throw. I think in the first half, we had some plays there. We had some plays there. Either it was a throw, that was off target, or we dropped the ball, and probably could have had some more points there in the first half and maybe changed the complexion of the game. But we didn't, and that's kind of been our story right now. Inability to have that continuity, which is going to generate the confidence to build the consistency that we're used to having on offense around here.
Hey, Tony, this is Anna with Clemson
Yes, ma'am.
24/7. I know third down probably wasn't where you wanted it to be today. Just seemed like issues across the board, but was that maybe one of the main reasons why? It seemed like you guys are moving the ball well, but then third down.
Yeah, we're moving the ball, and really, the started, I think was it the first third down? We go 3rd and 1, and then we jump offside, and now we're 3rd and 6. And 3rd and 6 is much more difficult to convert than 3rd and 5, and probably that medium area has been some of our struggles. And then we thought we had some third downs out there that we left. Obviously, there was one where we chose quarterback run before the field goal in that situation with Tyson in there. Just making sure that we were trying to give ourselves the best opportunity for points. So there were a couple of third downs that were more strategic, but the other ones, with the J. Ross, I thought we had J. Ross open on on a little quick stop route, about 10. Timing was off, ball was thrown behind, he was open. Then there were a couple other ones. The first corner ball, we had ball open. We throw it over his head. So we just gotta keep working. Don't lose faith, don't lose hope, don't lose belief. The kids got to show up on Monday, with the right attitude and own the mistakes, and then let's go figure out how we can get better and put ourselves in position to play our best football in the Valley versus Florida State.
Hey, Tony, it's David again. One play obviously didn't lose this game, but it seemed like you were moving the ball well early, and then when that kind of seam route to Shipley, he drops it, that it just flipped from that point on, like everybody lost confidence. Did you see it that way?
No, I didn't necessarily see it that way. I think you had that, and then a combination. I think when Bach went out, there was a couple of plays in there where we weren't necessarily in sync. I know there was one in particular I addressed at halftime, just a basic protection that we showed them all week that we needed to pick up. We didn't pick up. It kind of gets us, off a rhythm there because the play would have been there. So I wouldn't say it was Shipley's drop there. I think it was just a combination of things. And, the guys were in good spirits, at halftime, understanding that, man, we should be in a different situation, but we're still in this ball game. We get the ball back, and then we don't come out and put together a good drive. So I wouldn't put it on one play. I think it's just a combination of things. And right now, just offensively, we're struggling with confidence because of the continuity and the drops and just guys not making the plays that is going to ignite that. Just like you said, you can look at particular plays and potentially point to and say, that kind of deflated an offense. And there's plays where you make a big play, like J. Ross makes a big play on the touchdown drive that ignites the offense. We're just not getting enough of those plays that are igniting the offense. And we're not making the layups. That's the frustrating thing. We're not making the layups, and therefore we're not able to generate as many of the explosives either.
You get 2 big first downs coming out at halftime, and then the shovel pass goes bad. What does DJ have to do better there other than throw it to the defensive player?
That was a tough one because the end that he was reading to the field dropped, but we had the edge secured. So if he stays on the move, he's going to be able to work the sprint out concept there. And so that's what he could have potentially done. And then if you see that, just put it in the dirt. But that's tough because it's a bang play. But you like for him to see that, hey, my edge is still captured, my end dropped, but I still have my options out there to the field if I continue on with the sprint.
Tony, some of the drops.
Anything else for Coach Elliott?
Yeah.
There's some of the drops that keep happening, and it seems like Braden Galloway has really struggled with drops this year. Anything, not that it's all him, but just anything you can point to why it just keeps happening.
Trust me, I wish I knew, because if I could put my finger on it, I definitely put all 5, 10 of my fingers on it to stop it. But I think it's just guys. By the time we leave practice on Thursday, and again, I don't want to make it seem like these young men aren't working, man. They're working their tail off, right? They're working their tail off. They're putting in the work. We just have a disconnect because you'll see these guys make plays in practice. J. Ross has been, he's been awesome in practice. But just when we get to the game, it's just, and things get moving fast. And Braden didn't play. He was out with the concussion, so he didn't play last week. And he needs to make that play. But I think the biggest thing is guys are looking for somebody else, to be that guy where we need them to say, you know what, I'm going to be the guy that's going to make the play. So they got to have that confidence level walking onto the field. And some of it is youth and experience. And, having played receiver, catching the ball is just repetition. Repetition is what creates the confidence to be able to go out there and play fast. And guys are moving around, especially at the wideout spot. You look at it, Joe's played a couple of positions in the last couple of weeks. Bo's having to cross-train at all 3 positions and be ready to go. And, sometimes, stuff starts getting jumbled in your head. And if your mind's not clear and you're thinking about what you're doing and you're thinking about catching the ball, you're going to have problems catching the ball. You have to be what we say unconscious when you're catching the ball. And that goes with experience and being able to process everything before the ball snaps so you're not thinking post-snap. And then just don't worry about making a mistake. I think guys are now, because of the struggles that we're having, guys are afraid to make a mistake. And we need to find a way to free them up. Just say, hey, man, don't worry about making a mistake. Just play free. And I think if they let it go and play free, they're going to play with a lot more confidence.
Are you seeing what you want to as far as guys saying after practice, putting in the work on the jugs machines, that kind of stuff that you would want to when you're having?
I mean, the guys are putting in the work. That's one thing I know about them. They're putting in the work. It's just we gotta and we talk about it, within the program. There's a difference between activity and accomplishment, and that may be something that we need to review and make sure that we're all together. But just make sure that we're not just being active, but we're getting things accomplished.
Tony, this is Larry again. I'm guessing you felt
Yes,
like
sir.
you had to be aggressive in this game, given what was on the other side of the ball. But when you average 5.5 a carry, is 30 carries enough, given that clip in your mind?
Just coming in with the structure, the way that they attack the run, and nobody really had been able to run the football on them. We had a lot of RPO stuff. And so some of those carries, some of those hitches and those little stop routes that we were taking, some of the quick speed outs that we were taking were just an extension of the run when one of the overhang players was folding in. So, so you could look at it that way. But for us, we knew that we were going to have to run it effective. And I think the 5 yards of carry is effective. But we knew we were going to have RPO. And then the way that you got to beat these guys is, if you can schematically find a matchup, you got to make the play, or you got to go win on the contested plays down the field.
Hey, Coach, it's David again.
Yeah,
Considering
go
that
ahead.
this is a program that is used to playing for ACC championships, going to a college football playoff. Now there's 3 losses. That's off the table. Do you worry about losing guys, maybe some of the older guys, opting out, transfer, and saying, hey, this isn't what we're used to, that we're gonna call you?
I would like to think that the culture that Coach Sweet's been able to establish within the program and the leadership will be able to galvanize the guys and make sure that they have the right perspective. And that perspective is, man, we're going to finish what we started. We're the only ones that can change it, and it's our responsibility. We got to own it, so we can't run from it. So I believe in the culture of the program, in the leadership, and in the guys, and the quality young men that we have that'll push through and find a way to make sure that type of thought process doesn't infiltrate the program.
We'll take one more for Coach Elliott. Coach Sweeney is getting started in room 3. Take one more for Coach Elliott.